Hello and welcome to Knitting on the Farm. Today is Friday the 22nd of May. I am recording this on a windy, cool morning and I am just popping in to basically say hello and to give you a quick catch up and tell you what this podcast is going to be. It's just going to be a little one of my podcast extras. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that the boys are in the process of bringing in the silage crop, so things are quite busy at the moment and it's hard just to get a block of time to record and to be able to do it the way I want to. So some time ago, in the middle of this whole COVID pandemic, I decided that it would be nice to be able to have a little space of my own. As I did share in some of the other podcasts, COVID has been quite strange time for me, as it probably has been for so many other people, and I found that I really needed to have somewhere that I could go and could think and could clear my head and process my thoughts. And I was using our living room for that, and all well and good. And then we have a spare room. It's actually this room that I record in. The bit you see on the side, there's actually the wardrobe that would be behind me. And this was a playroom when the children were small, and then it became a bedroom for one of the boys, and then now it's been sitting vacant. So I did have a tiny desk in it that I had my sewing machine on when I needed it, and I thought that would be the ideal room just to make a room for me. And I wanted a room where it was calm and it's just surrounded by my crafty goodness and my little things. So I have called it just my little crafting nook, and this is the corner that I love to come to for some time in the afternoon. I love to be able to read in here. Lola has a lovely wee mat, or a cozy blanket actually it is, that she lies on at the side of the radiator, which isn't on yet, so I'm not sure it'll be cozy. Whoops, staggers. It'll be cozy in the winter time for so I moved some furniture in that the children had as desks and things and bookcases when they were smaller, and that's what I have done with the room. So I thought I would just share that with you and put it up as a little podcast extra. I know personally I like to see other people's crafting rooms and organizations, so maybe you would like to see this. And I'm sorry if people see some of the ideas that they have in theirs, because it's through me watching other podcasts I've picked up little ideas and have popped them into here, I think. So yeah, that's what this little video is going to be about. I did say on Instagram, and had some photos etc. up, we are in the process of bringing in a silage crop. I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but I'll explain it quickly. Silage is what the cows eat, along with nuts that have a correct amount of nutrition in them for them to produce milk. It is basically fermented grass. So the grasses grew for a period of 6 to 8 weeks really. Well, it grows through the winter time, but it grows for it gets the nutrients, and it grows for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then it is cut with a mechanical harvester. I can pop a photo of that in. Basically it cuts it into fine pieces with lots of blades, blows it out through a spout on the top into trailers, and then the trailers are emptied into a pit, which is basically a 3-sided rectangle or 3-sided square, and it's pushed in and compacted, and at the very end it is rolled continually with the weight of tractors on the top of it to compress it right down. So it could be, say it's at the height of the very top of a wall, and when the boys have finished compressing it, it could be down maybe 3, 4, 5 feet, and then as it ferments it could drop, say, another 2 feet. And it ferments into like just a brown, I don't know what you could call it. It's not hay, but it's like I suppose like a wet hay. It's totally smelly, and the cows just love it. It has like a sweet smell of it, and when it's opened in the winter time, you can open it sort of maybe 6 weeks later. When it's opened, the cows just think it's Christmas. They love it. I hate the smell of it, and I always know when the pit is open because you just smell it when Andrew comes through the back door. It's rotten, but you get used to it then. So that's what the boys are busy at the minute. Normally there's 2 or 3 men come to help, and it's real easy. You just make an extra dinner. You make a large pot of stew, or you make a shepherd's pie, and you put it out, they eat it and they disappear, and it's very handy. This year with social distancing and things, I don't want them in the house because it just would be impossible around the table to keep everybody separate. So I'm doing it as packed lunches, and farmers don't particularly like sandwiches. Mine don't anyway. They prefer a pot of potatoes and meat and gravy, or stew, or shepherd's pie, or a casserole of some sort. And to get that to a field and keep it warm at various times is a challenge. Hence I don't have time to record. So I have been doing a deal with them that they will get sandwiches or rolls for one meal, and they'll get a hot meal for the other one. So far we have come up with the sandwiches. They're limited to what they eat: ham, cheese, bacon, Mars, apple. Nothing has come back. A few crusts, so we've got away with it. And then their hot meals have been hot dogs and chips, shepherd's pie. Today is beef burgers with some chips. So basically I've got myself loads of tinfoil containers or recycled plastic containers, and it's all put together and taken as quickly as possible to dropped off to them in the field, and everything's disposable. It's brought back and just put into the bin. So far so good, but it takes extra time and it is tiring. Also at the minute I sort of have a fibro flare up, so energy levels are low, so it's a bit of a struggle, but we're getting there. Hopefully tomorrow we'll finish, God willing, if we don't get much rain. So that's one of the reasons why I'll not be recording a full podcast this week, but I just wanted to pop in and say hello and do this here to keep in touch. I do hope everybody's keeping well. I know a lot of countries now restrictions are lifting, and a certain amount of normalities may be coming back. Here in mainland UK, businesses have opened up and people are encouraged to go back to work if they can't work from home, and lots of plans are being made to try and get the country back to normal as much as possible. Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, although they are part of the UK, they have their own devolved government, so they have been taking things at a different pace. Scotland I think is starting maybe on Monday, not sure about Wales, but here in Northern Ireland this week things are progressing. We are actually able to have our drive-in church on Sunday, so if anybody's watching and they're local, it's in the cooperative, the animal sale yard in Ravelry, and it's 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. And basically come along in your car and you'll be able to hear the pastor preach. There's no out of the car, no open windows, etc. It's all entirely adhering to social distancing, and it'll just be great to be able to see people again and know that you're still safe. So that's on Sunday. I know there's a few people have said that they know where I am, and it would be lovely if anybody came along to that. So things like that are able to happen. So that has been good. Here, sort of slowly, garden centres I think have opened, and some people are getting out and about. Depends on what people's attitude is. Personally, for Andrea and I, as I said before, living in the countryside, there's always a certain amount of self-isolation involved anyway, but we feel that very much coming out of lockdown is a major insecure time. People maybe have forgotten that lockdown wasn't getting rid of the virus, it was ensuring that the NHS, our health service, wasn't overwhelmed, and that anybody that needed a bed or needed ventilation for COVID was able to get it. And thankfully that was accomplished. But the virus wasn't eradicated. It has been slowed down, but it has only been slowed down a small amount, and if we don't adhere to social distancing, it can take off just in a flash. So Andrew and I both think it's really, really important that social distancing and just going out for the bare essentials is still vital, and that's what we're going to be doing. Still ringing in our shopping, we're still getting online shopping, and not just going out for the sake of it. Though it would be lovely to be able to, go out and get an ice cream or whatever, but we don't see that as necessary and we don't want to take the risk. So we're going to very much stick to sort of what we have been doing, more or less. Maybe as time goes on, we'll get more confident and we'll feel that it's okay, it's safer to go out. So yeah, keep safe. Enjoy your time if you're still at home, and as always, make sure you make a little time for crafting, and hopefully next week or the weekend I will be able to put together a podcast, because I have some lovely finished things, and I am excited about that. So I am going to go finish this cuppa because it actually tastes very nice. And then I'm going to pop the camera round my little knitting nook and share it with you. So keep safe everyone, and enjoy your weekend. Bye for now. So my craft room, this is where you come in through the door, and we will go around it clockwise. So this is some shelving, and as you can see, it's always farming related, isn't it? So basically the bottom shelf here then is, this is Formula 1 magazines and Holstein journals, which belong to all the Holstein cows that are in the United Kingdom. It covers records and farming pieces that are of benefit to other people. This is a box that I painted called Bits and Bobs. I think it's maybe empty at the moment. These then were photographs, or paintings actually, that Chris, the Sherry Ayres son, did, and they were in my Christmas celebration box, and I got them framed. Sorry, the light there from the cameras from the windows not very good. These are my signature straight needles, which I use very rarely. They were a gift some time ago, and it's sad that I don't use them actually. This is my cross stitch frame. It's sitting ready to go, and I have a piece of cross stitch I want to do, but I just haven't got round to getting it sorted yet. Some jars of buttons, Then on the next shelf is my cross stitch frame that I did some years ago. It says God is love. Crochet hooks. A picture of my daughter laying the wreath at the cenotaph when she was at primary school. More magazines, Formula One books, some of Andrew's model racing cars. This was our daughter who laid a calf at one of the top shows in Northern Ireland, and we got her photograph taken. And then a little rabbit that was my granny's from many years ago. An old television that actually works, though I don't turn it on. TV is forbidden in this room. This then is a little sewing box picture, picked up in a charity shop actually, for pennies. These are two ladies that were actually in my aunt's house, and we're not sure who they are, but they're on a beautiful frame. So they hang there. And underneath, this is a applique I did for a competition in our Girls Brigade. It covers the 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and the fruit for autumn. And down on the floor is my sewing machine. And this is my mannequin. My shawl's still hanging on it. It's a lamp. Then coming back to the door then, this is a table that I pull out and use for keeping my podcasting stuff on when I'm recording. This actual cloth with the beautiful embroidery on it came from Poland. The girl that does some cleaning for me brought this home. It's lovely, absolutely beautiful. Underneath, because the blanket is finished, this is now my podcasting basket. This is my basket with repairs in it for sewing. That's my air cooler. Then this is the wardrobe that you see behind me. It's a finished thing for my podcast. I might as well show you in here. Everything's just, it's not really organised as yet. This is on my to-do list. But I have some Christmas project bags, some leftover yarns. That's from my shawl that's on the mannequin. This is from Christmas hats. That's a couple of things that need repaired and finished. Some yarn for a giveaway. Some 4-ply baby yarn. Then I have some fabrics that I had were given to me. And on the other side then, this is my spare needles, pom-poms, yarn for a sweater from, can't remember where I bought that. Oh, I bought that in England when we were on holidays one year. Some finished hats, a beautiful cowl that was gifted to me from Diane of Elm Tree Yarns, buttons, and yarn that my son brought me home from New York for a sweater, and it is Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. I can't remember the name of the sweater, but I had a sweater picked out for to knit that in. As I say, that's a work in progress. This is my footstool that my husband bought me with a beautiful stag on it, which actually goes very well with the red and black in here. It also goes with our lounge. This is my little corner then, my cozy chair. Then you have the window going out into the garden. My table for my cuppa and books and knitting accessories as I'm knitting. This is Lola, this little rug where she's decided to plump herself when she's down here. Then this is my recording tripod with the light on the top of it, which works quite well. We'll see how it works now when I'm changed my position maybe for recording. Then this is the book stand that I was telling you about that I brought into the room. And on the top here, these are beautiful minis that I have. The ones on the top of that are actually from Sherry Aris from my celebrations box. They're absolutely beautiful. There's some extra ones down in there that I got on a Christmas swap. Some of these are from Craft House Magic. She always includes a little treat if you order something. This one here is from my friend then Diane of Elm Tree Yarns. I think she said this was the very first yarn that she dyed, so that's very special, and I need to think about what I'm going to use that for. So I'll pop that back up there. These are all the fabrics from my sock clip, just folded and sitting. I use them when I'm gifting something. Some people are putting them into quilted blankets, etc. But they're just there, and sometimes when I gift granola, I put the jar into one of these and tie it with pretty ribbon. It makes nice gifting for socks for Christmas. I put them into that and wrap them with some ribbon as well. So these are 3 skeins then that were from last year's club that I haven't got knit yet, because I took and I needed to knit for Andrew for his working socks. And these are 2 from this year that I haven't got knitting, which is March and April. I showed you March and I'll share April on the podcast. Then this shelf here is a couple of works in progress. This bag here has Andrew's socks in it that I showed on the podcast. See? Then this bag in here is the Wondrous dishcloth bag, with my cottons in it for knitting a dishcloth, just when I need something something light to do. And actually this is going to be maybe something that's put in the car someday when we're back out and about again. That's my candle for my cozy corner. This here then is the yarn that I have for the 2 sweaters that are coming up. This is the Feather and Fern and Feather, can't remember which. And then this is for the other sweater, Wow sweater, can't remember the name of it, but it's the beautiful Luby yarn. So I put them out there and just enjoy them sitting there. It reminds me of what I have to come when I get my cardigan off the needles. This shelf here then is just my patterns and some books. I keep my iron and chunky patterns and my 4-ply and DK patterns. A lot of those are bought traditional patterns. These are printouts that I've done from Ravelry. My knitting journal books. This one here is a very old book. My aunt gave it to me. My son bought me this one. Oh, use that in. Turn it that way. Oh no, sorry, I bought that one. The Design Knitted by Debbie Bliss. And then this is my 52 weeks of socks, which is absolutely lost sitting in there. That will have to be sorted. Then on the very bottom shelf is my scraps from my sock clubs. Sorry for the shaky hand. And they're all kept in there because I want to do something with them. I am thinking of maybe a scrappy blanket or something I would like to crochet maybe, or I had started the Northwesterly but I didn't like it, so I would like to maybe learn to crochet and put those into it. So then you come across to the wall, and this is my desk. It's a really good sized desk. This is the little Rudolph overall that I finished. Hope you can see the image of Rudolph there. I need to put buttons, and he needs to get a pom-pom for here, but I am thinking of putting like a dome button on rather than a pom-pom. Then this is sort of my journaling and some of the daily devotionals that I use during my quiet time. This one here comes actually from UCB, and you can get it free just by ordering it. Let me see if I can find the beginning of it. Yeah, it's called The Word for Today, and you can call them and the one will be sent out to you. It's really, really good. I enjoy it. Just some days when you're just at a loss to know what to read, it plants a little seed, and you can take it from there. I don't use it every day. I sort of vary between different things. This is my Jesus Calling. I really love that book. And again, I just alternate. I used to find myself trying to discipline just to one thing all the time, and then beat myself up if I didn't use it. So now I alternate. I have 2 or 3 books, and I just use them as I feel led. That's my knitting journal, and I've added another book into it just for doodles and just things that come into my mind. These came yesterday. These are from Nikki of Lupin Lane. She was making masks, and I asked her would she make me or did she make them for anybody, and she said, oh yes, of course. She was my swap partner at Christmas for one of the swaps I did. These are brilliant. The ties that she has used are old t-shirts. They're lovely and soft, and I most certainly have no problem wearing a mask if I'm out by and among people. Absolutely no problem at all. There's a little spot that you put the wire in to mold it around your nose. This is the blanket then that's packed up and all ready to go. There's a guy who does deliveries here, and I'm going to leave it out for him, and he's going to drop it at the lane then of the daddy of the little baby that's born. That's it. This is my wrapping paper and gift bag station, and you can see I hide my steam mop in the corner. Basically then the drawers, I'll give you a quick peek. These are my DPN and notions pouches, and these are my my knitting bags. They're absolutely beautiful. I love them all. I have 2 favourite, well, I have lots of favourites. I love the notion bags by Mrs. Moog Designs. I have one by Little Bobbins, which I treasure, and my other ones that I really enjoy are by Davuska of Curly Emma Embroidery, and these are these beautiful tweedy ones, and I really like those because they're good hard wearing, and they're darker on the bottom, and they don't show up the dirt, you know, if they get grubby. I really like them, and I have a couple in there that I haven't even used. I must get them out and use them. And then the bottom drawer is my cross stitch drawer, my threads, some Ada, and just the accessories belonging to the frame that I showed you. The center drawer is just tools. Don't need to be locked away. The only way you can open it is with the key. So it's just my blocking pins, etc. Some scissors, stapler. Don't really know why I need that down here, but anyway, that's where it's staying. This drawer then is my pins and machine accessories, pin cushion, etc. This drawer then is my spools, my bobbins, yeah, some stabilizer just for embroidery, though the embroidery part of my machine is broken, so bang goes that and it can't be fixed. It's just the pedal of my machine, and that's ribbons and recycled cord, etc. that I use for wrapping up gifts. And then the bottom drawer is my blocking wires and T-pins and the blockers, etc. Then in the center is just the larger blocking mats, my bins in behind, and that in the black bag is some recycling. So yeah, that is my crafting room. Gosh, nearly 20 minutes, sorry. You can fast forward if you want. I really enjoy it. It's so peaceful. It needs tweaked, and I'll tweak it as I use it. But at the moment, just for quietness and getting a sense of calm and perspective, being able to knit and being able to read and being able to pray, actually, it has been such a blessing. So that is my work in progress craft room, and I hope you have enjoyed a little peek around. Thanks for watching.